Hey dreamers, welcome back to the Disney Magical Mindset Podcast, where we help you unlock your inner magic, conquer fear, and step into the hero of your story, all with a little help from the place where dreams come true. My name is Ruben, your Disney Magic Mentor, and today's episode is something truly special because this week, Disneyland turns 70. Yep, that's right. July 17, 2025, 70 years ago, Walt Disney stood on a stage in front of Sleeping Beauty Castle and opened the gates to a brand new world. And little did he know, he wasn't just creating a theme park. Am I right? He was creating a place that would shape lives, inspire generations, and stir the imagination of millions of people all over the world, including mine. And today I want to just celebrate Disneyland. I want to highlight how special this park is and why it's unique and why it's different than all the other Disney parks. Of course, I got to start out by saying it's the best Disney park in all the world. Disneyland in Anaheim, it's my favorite. And I want to tell you why today. I want to tell you why it is so special, why I am inspired every single time I step into Disneyland, which I just got to say, I'm so grateful that I'm able to experience Disneyland on a regular basis. Every time I'm driving up to Disneyland or I step into Disneyland or I'm walking down Main Street or I'm riding Peter Pan's flight, it just, this feeling comes over me. It is the greatest feeling. It's hard to explain, but those of you who love Disney parks and just feel that magic when you're there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And so today, I want to tell you why Disneyland is my favorite park, why it's so special. I want to keep the celebration going for these 70 years, and I know this is an episode that you'll want to come back to often. So are you ready? Here we go. I've been to other Disney parks and I love them all. The ones that I've had the opportunity to experience. Several years back, we went to Europe and experienced and got a chance to go to Disneyland Paris. That was such a awesome time. And I've been to Walt Disney World twice now. I live on the West Coast, so obviously Disneyland's my home park, so I go there often. But just last year, my family and I took the most amazing vacation to Walt Disney World, had the best time. I mean, really, it was a phenomenal experience. I never entered or had the chance to experience Hollywood Studios before, and I just loved it, and I loved the tribute to Walt there. That was such a wonderful time, going on the Tower of Terror, because I was scared to kind of go on it when it was at one time in California Adventure. Can you believe that? But now it's like my favorite ride, and so I had to experience the Tower of Terror. And Rock and Roller Coaster, which I know is changing. So it was just the best experience. And then Epcot. Oh wow! Like it was. I'm kind of like speechless because there was something that happened to me in Epcot there when I was there with Walt Disney at the Dreamer statue, and wow, I just had this moment, and that might be another podcast episode for another day. So I love it. I love all those Disney parks that I've had a chance to experience and to be part of. Certainly, my goal is to go to every single one of them, but Disneyland. Yeah, the original, the OG, the one that started it all. It's still my favorite, and it will always be my favorite. And I want to tell you why. And maybe some of these you'll resonate with. But here's some of the reasons why, because it's the only Disney park. And this has got to be probably the top, right? I mean, there's so much other things I want to talk to you about, but it's the only Disney park that Walt personally walked in. Do you hear me? Like he walked in Disneyland. You can feel it the moment you enter. There's just something about this park because of its rich history and the place that you're stepping on. was one time orange groves. And so when I go there and I'm experiencing Disneyland, I'm mindful of the fact that at one time it was just dirt and it was fruit trees. It was an orange grove, and it went from being an orange grove to a kingdom, a magic kingdom. The power of dreams, right? The power of believing in the impossible. And here's why Disneyland is so special and why it continues to amaze me. Because yes, it's smaller. Yeah, it's cozy. It's got soul. It has this history in the pavement. It has Walt's spirit in the air. I've grown up in this park. I mean, my mom literally, she told me, you were there in my womb in Disneyland. Thanks, Mom. I appreciate that. Listen, it takes me back. I go all the way back. That's how much it means to me. I've celebrated birthdays here. I've had these father-daughter moments that I'll treasure forever. And every time I come back, I remember this isn't just a place of fun, although it is, and it's a lot of fun, but it's a place where dreams are honored. It's a place where when I go, I get re-energized and reinvigorated, and I'm like, yes, it can be done. It's a place when I step through, I'm always reminded that nothing is impossible. That if you have this dream and you have this courage and this faith and you have this belief that you can do it, right? That nothing's going to stop you. You're crazy enough to believe in your dream. That's what Disneyland is. Come on, let's be real for this moment here. Well, be real always, right? Authentic and real, but you know what I'm saying? In this moment, I want you to think about how crazy just think Walt's idea was. No one had done what he had done before. He was going to build this in 1 year. And there's so many people who told him no. So many times, people were coming at him and saying, you can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do it. See, you have to believe in your dream more than anyone else. You have to say, no, I'm going to do it. It's going to happen. And you've got to believe in it with everything you've got. You've got to be so confident in your dream that you know you can do it. And this is Walt, right? This is the place where dreams are honored, where your imagination is the most important currency, where your inner child doesn't just exist, it leads the way. Ooh, thank you, Walt. He once said, Disneyland will never be completed. It will continue to grow as long as there is, imagination left in the world. And that's what makes this park different. It grows with us and it reminds us that we can grow too. So not only do you experience your dreams reignited every time you walk in, but you also are reminded that growth never ends. Growth is always growing. It's always expanding. And you are always growing. You are not the same person you will be in a year from now. You are not the same person you will be tomorrow. There's this growth. And that's part of the magic that makes us love Disney and makes you who you are. Yeah, Disneyland is special. If you've never been, that's a place you've got to go. And I'll meet you there. Come on, let's make it happen. So for this reason alone, we could stop here and end the podcast and episode and move on to next week. But we're not going to do that because we're celebrating 7 years. But for this reason, the fact that Disneyland is the only Disney park that Walt actually walked in. For this reason, I believe it is the best. It is number one. There is no other Disney park like Disneyland. Okay. However, I've got more for you. All right. That's the main one for me. But out of every magical corner of Disneyland, and there's a lot of magic, there's a lot of places to go, a lot of places I'm sure that you love. There's one place for me that I always return to when I need to rest, when I need to reset, when I need to dream big, or just take a breather. And that's important, right? To just breathe, inhale and exhale, and just have those moments where you can slow down. And that for me is Tom Sawyer Island. Yeah. And I know this is a hard one for a lot of people right now. And it's very emotional for many because in Walt Disney World, it's no more. And I remember posting a reel about how they would never, ever take it away at Disneyland. There's just absolutely no way. I mean, I will fight if that were to ever happen, right? I will chain myself to Tom Sawyer's Island. Put me in a cave and I will stay there. You will have to carry me out. You know what I'm saying? And so I know there's a lot surrounding Tom Sawyer Island. And it's easy, I think, to overlook because it's not flashy. There's no line really to get in. I mean, and that's what makes it so special. You know, taking that raft over to the island, because I tell you why it is so special. And this is what means so much to me every time I step on the island. If you follow me on my social media, on Instagram, you will know I share often about this. Like in my stories, when I'm there's something about Tom Sawyer's Island. And here it is. I believe because it's the most personal part of Disneyland to Walt himself. I believe this connection is so deeply rooted in Walt Disney because it's the only attraction in the entire park. Again, so Disneyland's the only theme park, Disney park, that Walt walked in. Tom Sawyer Island, here you go. You ready for it? It's the only attraction in the entire park that Walt personally sketched by hand. The only one. This was more than a concept. It was a childhood memory. Walt once said, I put in all the things I wanted to do as a kid and I couldn't. Let that sink in for one moment. He said, I needed to create this place. And so he sketched it out, gave it to his Imagineers, his artist. He told them, hey, this is what I want. It's got to be this. And they did it. Because he put in all the things that he wanted to do as a kid and he couldn't. Wow. See, Walt took the limitations of his childhood, the lack of opportunity, the things he missed out on, and he turned them into a playground of possibility. Come on, Walt. He honored his inner child and built a world that little Walt would have loved to play in. And maybe that's the most powerful thing we can do, to remember who we were as kids, what we dreamed about, what lit us up. And instead of burying those dreams under adulthood and stress and fear, we bring them to life. That's what being on the island, Tom Sawyer Island, does for me. It's a reminder that your past doesn't limit your future. Do you hear me? Your past does not limit your future. It can inspire it. If there's something you missed out on as a kid, I want you to know it's not too late now. And you can still build it up. You know, we all have experiences from our childhood. And everyone has a different story. And I would love to hear your story of what it was like growing up. You know, for some of us, it was like a hard childhood. It was difficult, a lot of tragedy, a lot of disappointment, right? A lot of hurt, a lot of pain. But I want you to know that you don't have to stop dreaming when you get older, that you don't have to let go of those dreams that you had when you were a kid. And if anything, what Tom Sawyer Island does is it reminds you, like Walt, that you can still bring to life those things that at one time they were buried or that they were dead because of what someone told you or because of what they said you wouldn't amount to or because of what you experienced. You can bring that thing back to life. And that's what we see on Tom Sawyer's Island. And it's not too late. That you can build something and put something together of the things that you wanted to do as a kid and you couldn't. Now's the time, and it's the best time. And this, again, is what happens when you go to Disneyland and when you step there on Tom Sawyer Island, that connection to Walt Disney. Yeah. It's so inspiring. I hope you're encouraged today. I hope that you come away from this and again, that you feel inspired, you feel motivated, you feel, reinvigorated to do what they told you couldn't be done, to go after that thing that someone said you can't do it. No, Disneyland and Walt is a prime example of what we do when people tell us we can't. Come on. Walt is a prime example of how we push past the naysayers to capture that dream that's been calling our name. And that name doesn't have to be everyone else's name. That name, that dream that's calling my name and your name is your name. It's my name. And that's why it's important. So no one else has to hear it but you. And if you believe in it, if you are courageous enough, if you are crazy enough to believe that you can do it, right? To be consistent and disciplined and never give up and to do what most people aren't willing to do, which is to work hard and go for it, you can build your own Disneyland. That's what I've been saying. That's why I do what I do. That's why I'm inspired to share, because I want people to experience their happily ever after. I want you to experience it because I care about you. Even if we've never met, my heart goes out to everyone who's listening because I want you to have the best magical life possible. Now, I know everyone has their favorite land at Disneyland. I wish there was a way that I can hear what your favorite land is. You know, some love Adventureland. Some go straight to Galaxy's Edge. Just the other day, someone shared with me in a comment on an Instagram reel that I put together that they love New Orleans Square. Yeah, but my favorite land, okay? I don't know about you, but my favorite land is Fantasyland. And guess what? It was Walt's favorite land too. Yeah, Fantasyland isn't about thrill rides or cutting edge tech. Am I right? It's about pure imagination. Yeah, it's about stories that live forever, fairy tales, dreams, and once upon a times that never lose their power. Yeah, Walt poured his heart into Fantasyland because it was the place where anything was possible. Do you see that reoccurring theme in Walt's life? That nothing is impossible? He believed in make-believe, but he also believed that magic mattered. And he believed that you were the magic. That's why I keep telling you, you are the magic because you bring about those dreams, right? He knew that even adults need to believe in happy endings sometimes. You know, you walk through Fantasyland and you're stepping into a world where dreams don't have deadlines, where no one tells you to stop believing, and where faith, trust, and a little pixie dust can still carry you forward. And so, you know, I have to talk about Peter Pan's flight, my favorite attraction. Yeah. I was going to say in Fantasyland, but it's just my favorite attraction in Disneyland. And I know it's a long wait sometimes. I know that you could be waiting there forever. It's such a popular ride. But where else can you take a flying ship through the streets of London to Neverland? There's just something about this original opening day attraction, Peter Pan's flight. And I think, you know, a lot has to do with the fact that Peter Pan's my favorite character, but there's just something about flying. Do you ever have those dreams where you're actually flying? When's the last time you dreamed about flying? There's just something so magical, so powerful. But you know where that comes from? It comes from belief. It comes from belief, faith, trust that you can do this. And I've said this before and I will say it again. You don't have to live in Neverland for Neverland to live in you. The pixie dust that is required to fly is inside you already. So every time I step through Fantasyland, and especially when I go on Peter Pan's flight, I think about these things. That Fantasyland reminds me that the impossible isn't a wall, it's a doorway. That's what Walt believed. So when I go through Fantasyland, it's just a constant reminder that the impossible isn't a wall, it's a doorway, it's an opportunity. It's a doorknob for you to open and come on in. I know sometimes we see these doors and these walls and we think it's closed and it's locked, but you have the ability to kick that thing down and to push that, right? And to walk through. Like, this is what happens when you believe. And when we stop asking if our dreams are realistic and start asking, what if? My friends, that's where the real magic begins. when you start telling yourself the story that you can do this, when you start seeing yourself for who you are becoming, not where you are now, but who you want to be, when you start telling yourself that you are the hero of your story and that 99% of what you want in life is possible. When you believe, when you work hard, when you're committed and disciplined to never give up and to keep doing every day what some people, or should I say most people, want to do some days. Yeah. This is what Walt left us. So go get it. Go for it. So here we are, 70 years after opening day. The park has changed. Yeah. I miss the 90s. I love when I'm able to find these reels, these videos from the 90s. So nostalgic. I mean, that's my childhood. Yeah, rides have come and gone, but the heart of Disneyland, that hasn't changed at all. I hope that I was able to help you see that yes, a lot has changed, but the heart, the legacy of Walt is still there. Because the magic of Disneyland was never just in the attractions, although I love them. It's in the dream that Walt built. An orange grove, my friends. Come on. An orange grove became a kingdom. Can you hear me? Hear my heart for you today. A man with an idea created a legacy, and a simple bench turned into the launching pad for one of the most magical and happiest places on earth. The happiest place on earth. To me, Disneyland isn't just a place you visit. It's a place that lives inside you. It's a reminder that dreams take time, that vision matters, that play is important. Come on, Disney adults, it's fun to play. We got to get to Disneyland or any Disney park, or experience the magic at our homes. And that's okay to imagine a world better than the one you were handed. Isn't that why it's so special when we go to a Disney park? Because we just feel it. We feel it. And my mission, like my goal, my desire is to help you not just go to Disney or a Disney park and just say, hey, you got to go. Of course, I hope that you get out to Disneyland. But it's to remind you that the magic of Disney, that the dream that Walt built doesn't end in a Disney park. It doesn't stop when you leave Disneyland. It goes with you. That's the magic I believe that Walt left us, is to remind you and me that yes, you get to experience all that and be inspired when you're in a Disney park, all the fun, all the attractions. But when you leave, the magic of Disneyland doesn't have to leave you. You get to take it with you. If you want it, you can do this, and I'm here to help. So as we celebrate 70 years of Disneyland, here's what I want you to remember. Don't stop dreaming. Do you hear me? Don't stop dreaming. Don't outgrow your imagination. And don't forget, you have the power to create your own happiest place on earth. And I will be here to continue to encourage you with this magical truth. So if you're visiting the park soon, or you just want to feel closer to Walt, I want you to know that I've created a free guide called Walking with Walt. It highlights 6 hidden spots in the original lands of Disneyland that still carry his magic. Places people kind of miss because they just walk past, but you won't. And you can grab it right now. Just click the link in the description there, or head to my Instagram bio, or reach out to me. I would love to put that in your hands. And if this episode inspired you, please share it with a fellow Disney fan. It would mean so much if you left a review, tag me. Let's keep the magic going. All right, I'm here, and I want to thank you so much for being part of this happy place on earth in my life. I really appreciate you. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep believing, and remember, you are the magic, because the magic is in